We're about to discuss a topic that I have no troubles with, but hey, maybe not. It is Hair Loss Awareness Month. Did you know that? And the theme of its campaign this month is I Am Not My Hair Loss. If you know that song from back in the day, I Am Not My Hair, I think it was, who was it again, Mary? India Arie, wasn't it? Yes, it was India Arie. Now, the aim of this is to create more awareness about hair loss, address social issues concerning hair loss, dispel misconceptions, and also encourage individuals, basically. Now, we have with us a very special gentleman. This here with us is Mr. Ayo Otubanja, the CEO of Vinci Hair Clinic. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you here.
Great to be here.
So, very interesting topic here, like I said from before, the afro.
One of the blessed few.
I am blessed. However, am I? Because I have not, for the life of me and in my entire life, been able to grow a beard. So I believe maybe this is a topic for me because it's not just on the top, it's also, you know, I have no mane. Let's put it so.
Right.
But why is it very important, hair loss, and that topic, to talk about it and make people aware about it?
Right. There are several myths around hair loss, several misconceptions. I mean, I could go on and on and on and tell you what they are. A good example is somebody saying, you know, the more frequent I wash my hair, the more hair loss I, have. So there are so many of these misconceptions out there. So they all, one of the key things we want to try and achieve this month of hair loss awareness is to really dispel most of these myths and educate people, inform people. So that's that's one of the key objectives of this month.
Oh, that's very interesting. How prevalent is hair loss in Nigeria? Let's take a sample.
Very prevalent. Very prevalent. It affects both men and women. For women, you don't really see it because women have ways of covering up their hair loss.
Yeah.
For men, it's a lot more obvious because most men, until very recently, don't wear wigs.
Yeah, until very recently, it's becoming a thing now. Men are very comfortable.
Precisely. And basically, there are different types of alopecia. Alopecia is the technical word for hair loss. So you've got the genetic or androgenic alopecia, which affects both men and women as well. In men, you typically see men going bald. There's a kind of pattern to it. In women, the pattern is slightly different, but it's the same type of alopecia. And then you've got perhaps the most common form of alopecia in women in Africa, especially in Nigeria, called traction alopecia.
Traction alopecia.
Traction alopecia. That's when you see the loss of hair in the frontal. Yeah, because of the tight braiding.
Can you give us more information about that? Now, that is, you talked about genetics being a cause, but then there's also habit as well.
Correct, yeah. I mean, so traction alopecia is a typical habits, because it's things you do when you go to the salon, for instance. If you don't do tight braiding, if you don't do some of the harmful things, which...
You call it harmful.
Yeah, they are.
So when they say beauty is pain, that tightening of the hair is actually dangerous.
I don't actually, subscribe to that. I mean, I think there are several ways in which women can look beautiful. Of course, we want women to look beautiful.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be at the expense of them losing their hair. So I don't see the point of this very tight braiding to the point of severe headaches. Seriously, I don't see it. So we try as much as possible to educate people to say, look, when you go to the salon, be very careful what the salon workers do to your hair. Be very careful about what's applied on your scalp.
Yeah.
All these things can create hair loss 6 months, a year down the line. You might leave the salon looking all beautiful and gorgeous and everything, and then 6 months to a year later, you
have issues.
Yeah.
Is there a way to, well, one, stop hair loss, two, regain hair?
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, typical example, obviously, of preventing or stopping hair loss is really not to practice those kind of harmful things in the salon. But there are other ways you could prevent hair loss. So, for instance, we talk about the genetic form of hair loss. Now, if you look around your family members, you're probably most likely to see other members of the family with hair loss. Once you start noticing that, you'll understand that there is a propensity, not certainty, but there's a propensity for you to develop hair loss. Now, what you then do is be very mindful of your hair fibers. So if you touch the hair fibers in this part of the scalp, when it starts thinning
Okay.
It's getting soft, like baby's hair, like cotton wool.
Yeah.
Compared to the textures of the hair at the sides at the back, that's the start of your balding process.
What do I do then?
At that stage, if you come to a clinic, for instance,
Okay.
we can prescribe medication to stop that process.
These are medications.
At that stage, medication is all you need.
What if I go past that stage?
Right. Once you've actually gone bald, now you're then talking about surgical intervention. And we have a flagship clinic here in Lagos.
Really?
That does hair transplants for the first time in
That's
in West Africa.
amazing. For the first time in Nigeria and West Africa, you can actually do hair transplant. Where did they get this hair from? Is there like a store somewhere in ShopRite where you can go and have follicles on the store and on a shelf? And
No. You are yourself donors, so we take donor follicles from yourselves. Usually take it from the back or the sides. Those are the safe areas of the scalp to take those donor follicles. And it's those donor follicles that are then implanted in the areas where we want to start the process of hair growth.
Okay.
So where we've taken those follicles from, new
They will
follicles
regrow.
come up.
They will regrow.
Yeah, precisely.
But is it a painful process, and how long does it take?
It's not. I mean, it's done under local anesthesia. If you're familiar with, it's the most minor form of surgery.
Okay.
Typically, a hair transplant procedure will last about 7 hours in
7
total.
hours, that's a long time. But ladies spend longer than that when they go to the salon, so it's all right. It's like 7 hours, okay.
Yeah, so it's a relatively painless procedure. And literally within 3 months, those transplanted follicles will start producing hair. So you start seeing new hairs come up where you've had none. You usually get the full effects of a transplant after about 6 to 9 months.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting. Are you a recipient?
No.
Practice what you preach.
I have a procedure which is called scalp pigmentation.
Okay.
So I have a genetic form of hair loss as well.
Okay.
And then about 10 years ago, I had what we call scalp pigmentation. It's a form of cosmetic or aesthetic to make you look as if you have hair.
Oh.
So you could see my distinct hairline, but it won't grow beyond this, So that's why I have to maintain a shaved look.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting. It's just I've never really thought that there was the need for a National Hair Month or International Hair Month or anything like that. And the revelations that you're giving us about the possibilities of catering to your hair even after hair loss or at the point where you're losing your hair. However, I hear the music play me out, but wait, you guys want to hear this? How much does it cost?
Well, I mean, basic medication starts from as little as 32,000 naira.
32,000 naira, medication?
Yeah, for medication. I mean, if you then go into the transplants and surgical, that's between $2,000 and $4,000.
Why did you switch to dollars?
because the naira value is just so...
Keep it in a naira.
I have to try and calculate how much... yeah.
But this is interesting stuff. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
And I really would like to talk to you about, maintaining at least my hair.
You're blessed.
Do you think I can get any?
Well, yeah, we do beard transplant as well.
Why are people shouting? Keep quiet, please. Please.
We do beard transplants as well. Yeah.
Let's talk after.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.